Hey, hi, it's Friday, and this is Marsha Grace, your Calm Creativity Connected with you today, as always. And today we are talking about giving it away. Yeah. We have some odd thoughts about giving stuff away, and that's what we want to talk about. So, my spiritual practice, A Course in Miracles, has a lesson that says giving and receiving are one in truth. So perhaps that might resonate with you, or maybe you're saying, how can giving and receiving, they're opposites, right? But not so much, I don't think. On a physical level, yes. I mean, if I have this cell phone and I give it to somebody else, then I don't have it anymore. So I've given it away. But that's with things, but not with ideas, right? If you give an idea away, what can happen is that idea spreads. And then that person will come back to you with an enlargement upon that idea. Before you know it, you have this fantastic thing that you've created together. So, so we're going to expand our ideas about giving and receiving today, because I used to think that I was smart to have two or three of everything, just in case, just in case the world comes apart and I need, 40 cans of tomato paste or something. I don't have 40 cans. No, I'm not that bad. but having, I have scissors. I have a scissor in every drawer, and I have a scissor in my office. I have a scissor in the kitchen. I have a scissor. I have scissors everywhere. In the basement, you name it. I have scissors, and which is very convenient. And yet, if somebody asked me for a pair of scissors in the past, I would have thought twice about it. I would have not wanted to give up any one of those scissors, all 10 of them, for fear that then something would happen and I'd be without. Now, that's scarcity mentality. And it took me many, many years to recognize that. To recognize that that was my scarcity mentality and that I was holding myself back because of it. I was creating a mentality that I could never have enough. I would never have enough. And if I didn't hang on to things and I let them get away from me, I would be destitute, I suppose. The mind is crazy. We think crazy things and we don't even know what we're thinking. So today I want to test your scarcity mentality because if you can't imagine yourself giving away time because, you're just too busy, you just don't have any time to give to anything else but whatever it is that, you have been doing, or if you can't give money away because, you can't even afford the stuff you already have to pay for, listen up, please. Please listen up, because this is going to be life-changing should you invest in a new way of thinking. And that's really what it takes. It takes investing in a new way, a new perception of yourself in relationship to the world. So, how can we do that? We can test our scarcity mentality to see how bad it is by doing some very practical things. Test yourself this way. Could you go volunteer at a local charity? So even though you say you have no time, you're too busy, blah, 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 see if you can squeeze in an hour or two at your local food pantry or soup kitchen or, I don't know, a dog, place, a pet, rescue, whatever it is that, that you love, that would be meaningful for you. And you will be amazed at how suddenly you have just as much, if not more time to get done what you need to do, even though you've given up that time to do that volunteer work. It will happen, I promise you. And or maybe here's another test. Maybe you could mentor someone who's just starting out in business and teach them your business for free. Just for free, because they really need to know how to survive on their own, and you can help them. even though, again, this is time from your precious time, I get it, but wow, what an amazing thing. You will feel so good, and that person's going to be so grateful that it'll just shift your whole thinking about this process. Okay, that's another one. Something that a girlfriend of mine many years ago, she's an artist and a wonderful lady. She grows perspicaria. I think it's isn't that funny? I know the technical name, and now I forgot but it's a blue, or what's that blue? Purple. I don't know. It's some kind of a plant that makes great dye. And she, one day many years ago, decided to have what she called a giveaway. What's a giveaway? Well, she went through the house and she picked out a bunch of stuff that she said, oh, I don't know, do I really use this stuff? No, it's just sitting around taking up space, collecting dust, and maybe somebody else can get more benefit out of it than I am. And so she set out a big long table in her, I don't know, wherever it was in the house, and put all this stuff on it and invited her friends to come over and said, come on over, we're having tea. And when we got there, she said, help yourself. Whatever you want here, is yours. Just please take it away. Take it away. And we had the best time. I mean, it was a social gathering, in days when we could still socialize. Of course, now we're getting close to the time when we can do it now. And we even can, some of us do it now. So this is great. And it was just so much fun. We had the best time and talking about, possessions and how they possess us, and just going into that whole thing of really, starting to look at our own way of how we perceive our possessions, and how we hold on. We clutch on to things that have really no meaning for us anymore. So, why am I suggesting you do these things? And I'm going to say that we talk, I'm all about stress, releasing stress, right? I'm all about releasing stress. And when you have a scarcity mentality, that causes stress. That's a stressful way to live your life. When you're always clutching on to stuff, when you're afraid to let go, when you're afraid you'll never have enough, that's a very stressful way to live. And we want to release our stress, right? So by doing these things, by stretching yourself a little bit, by pushing yourself a little bit to do something that goes against the grain, right? It goes against, I don't have the right, I don't have the time, how can I offer my time here? Or, I don't have the extra money, so how could you expect me to write a check to my favorite charity, which is what I do. You probably know, if you've listened to me long enough, you know that I support Heifer International. I love this organization because they teach women how to be independent business women in countries all over the world. And it's just an amazing thing to see. So I support them and I write that check, even though I might say, oh, maybe I could use this money to buy a new app or something, whatever. And yet, to me, it's more important to support something that means something to me. And I feel good about that because I know over on the other side of the world, somebody is benefiting from my check. And that's a great feeling. So we do this to change our relationship to our time and to our money and to our possessions. Change our relationship from one of grasping and holding on to and being afraid of losing to one of abundance, right? We're talking about abundance mentality. And abundance comes when we know we have everything we need. We know we have it. Or we know we will have it if we need it. You don't necessarily need it at this minute, but when you do need it, you will have it. So that's what we want to change, that relationship from that scarcity to that abundance, right? And by giving stuff away it's a very practical way of teaching yourself. You're retraining your mind to an abundant mentality. And that will change everything for you. You will see your business flourish. Really. You will see your relationships improve because, and I'll give you a couple of examples of some things that that have happened to me because, all right, well, a while back I gave a neighbor a can of spray paint to paint her. I had it, sitting in the basement. I gave it to her because her mailbox was looking kind of like it needed a little fresh coat. So she laughed and she said, "Oh, great, yeah, I'll do this over the weekend." So we laughed about it. And then a few days later, she introduced me to another neighbor who ended up giving me 3 hens, because I was longing to have hens again. Those fresh eggs are just fantastic. And voila, free. I mean, he said, would you like them? And I said, yes. And I took them. And so that's how it works. One hand washes the other, and not necessarily in the same way. In fact, usually not at all, ever in the same way, but in some other way that's of benefit, to you personally. Another thing that happened, another neighbor, I have lots of great neighbors, and this neighbor, I was talking to her, and she needed a shovel. Her shovel handle broke. So I said, "Oh, here, I have 6 shovels in my garage. Take it. It's yours." So I gave her this shovel, and she told me a few days later, now I have my chickens, right? She told me a few days later about a place I could go to where I could get almost free veggies and greens for my chickens. Wow. I mean, that was just like fantastic, right? So this is how it works. This is exactly how it works. You do something for someone else totally from your heart. Totally, just from your heart, because they're standing there in front of you saying something and you can supply the answer. You can give the whatever it is and make them happy. And when you make someone else happy, you're happy. That's how it works. So, yeah. So I think I've given you enough food for thought, hopefully, about how you might begin to strengthen your abundance mentality by giving stuff away, even stuff that you don't think you have enough of. Okay? Because when you do, it's going to come back. Zig Ziglar said, let me read his quote here. "You can have everything in life you want if you will just give other people what they want." And it's true. It's absolutely true. I testify to it. So, abundance is about living life from the inside out, not from what I seem to see around me and what seems to be lacking or whatever it is, but from my own desire to experience my abundance and knowing I have it. It's with me all the time. So, by understanding my needs and requesting guidance from my inner wisdom, which is what I teach. That's what I teach, and you know that if you've been around me a while, that's what I teach to busy businesswomen who are stressed and are looking to find a way to build their abundance in their life, in their business, with their families, with their friends, in every aspect, because we're holistic beings. You can't affect one thing and not have it affect everything else around you. So by being of service to ourselves first, we then feel that abundance, and it just kind of pours out. You can't even stop it. It just wants to come out. That's what happens. It wants to come out. So let it out. Let it out. And this will help you to lead a stress-free life. Isn't that what we all can just like, wow, doesn't that sound sweet? Doesn't that sound sweet? Go for it and let it happen for you, because it will. All right, so if you found this little discussion about giving stuff away helpful today, please share it. Share it with some other people that you think would benefit. And if you go to my website, which I think you should see there in the post, you can get my 10 tips to find calm, little quickie thing you can check in on and let it help you in a tough moment. And please, if you're a busy businesswoman and you want some support, come and join my Facebook group, Calm, Creative, Joyful for the Busy Businesswoman. And there you will get affirmations on Monday to inspire you. You'll get a guided meditation on Wednesdays to relax you and help you get over that hump, that Wednesday hump they call. And on Friday, of course, our Facebook Live. So many blessings. Have a beautiful, beautiful week end. And it's supposed to be really, really lovely here on Long Island. And a wonderful week ahead. Until next time. And remember, everything begins with a thought. So keep those thoughts light and free and joyful. Bye-bye till next time.